do it without me. Oh Lord, if you're healing in this season, don't do it without me. Don't do it without me. Hello, guess what? When you come in, please hit the like button and somebody super chat a sister. Okay? My name is DebraAnnMatthews, and my channel is called Lose Weight With Me. And y'all, okay, I've lost a total of 180 pounds. Now, today when I got on the scale at my house, I was down 3 pounds. And then Monday, I was down 2 pounds. And then, or maybe Sunday. And then, but last Thursday, I was up like 3 pounds. And then last Monday, when I came back from the funeral, I was up 1.2 pounds. So when I went to the doctor, today, I was down 1 pound from my weight at home. So my doctor's scale was like, I've lost 7 pounds since last month on my doctor's scale. And then when I went to the doctor last month, he was like, since March, last one was April, March, maybe February, maybe, because I know it's been several months. Since February, I've lost 13 pounds on my doctor's scale. 13, 14, 17, 18, 19, 20. So that's 20 pounds this year. And so I just want to tell y'all about that. I am so happy. I don't even feel like talking about it, but I do need to talk about it because, that's what my channel is about. But actually, all of the video that you're going to see today, you can't see unless you're a member. So I posted all those things, me getting on the scale like I do at the doctor's office. I posted, I did the boots on the ground for the nurse was like, we got time because the doctor's next door. And I'm like, okay. And then I'm in the room doing a video that I put in the members only section with me doing boots on the ground. And they came in, because they heard the fans popping. They heard this noise right here. And they knew what it was. I'm in there singing, I got my boots on the ground. So being able to move my feet, before Coach Jasmine left, I would say, come hold my hands. Let's do boots on the ground. And then when Coach Storm came, he's like, because he's all about teaching me how to soar over obstacles. So if I have an obstacle, how to think it through. So he grabbed my cane and said, you can do the boots on the ground by yourself. Because I'd be like, Coach, hold my hand. See, that's the difference between a man and a woman. But we need the nurturing of a woman. But Coach gives me this is how you're going to be able to do this. And so then after I started doing it with the cane, then I could do it by myself. It's the confidence building. Weight loss, it's not, you don't really even have to lose weight to exercise. You don't. The only reason you exercise is because exercise is when you eat protein and you exercise, you're going to lose fat. When you exercise and do strength training and eat protein, you're going to tone, or it's either the other way around. But anyway, the combination is the secret sauce. So when I went to the doctor, so one thing I'm going to tell y'all, my doctor, he's really wonderful, because I'm going to tell y'all something. Miss Debra, I had a boyfriend who was in prison, and I was his girlfriend. But you ain't gonna push me around too long, It was an adventure, though, I gotta tell you. So let me tell you. So when she said your sodium is low, and I was like, what you mean? What you want me to eat some salt? What you talking about, gal? What you talking about? And then my because I got the results off my, because they give you in the portal, and this looks like I'm about to die. I don't know. It says carbon dioxide high, sodium, oh, low. That's why she said that. And on this paper, it does say that. I was like, I mean, I thought, okay, it's a lot of stuff on here that don't look good. So I'm like, oh, Lordy. So I don't know. So, of course, my coach is an EMT. So I got copies for him and for me. So he gets to take his own copies home and tell me what it says. Because I listen to my doctor, but I listen to my coach more. But anywho, so my doctor, because my main thing, y'all remember my main thing is uric acid, the whatever the medicine that you take for uric acid, which is when your uric acid is high. If you have inflammation, like if your knees, if you got bone issues, more than likely you're going to be getting a diagnosis consistent with gout. And so my thing is this, when I used to cry when I first learned about this, I was like, I'm not finna just lay down and die, because now I don't know. Now I ain't never really heard about no gout. And you know, I don't know. I mean, you don't know until you know. So I was like, well, I'm just not gonna eat no meat, because I just need to know what to do. And I'm gonna tell you something. What you see is all of these years of me trying to lose weight. When it's to the wall, when I don't have no choice, I'm in the bed and gotta have a home healthcare worker, because I can't get up to cook, and I can't get up to, you know, to get myself together, and I need help, you know, that's pushed to the wall. So then that's when Black people do something. So it's not that I wasn't trying my whole life. And my sister said that I wasn't even that fat. So the stress of it all, you know, just kept exacerbating. So, and she was like, even when you were at home, Deborah, you weren't that big. I'm like, really? So, but anywho, when the nurse was like, you know, your sodium is low, I'm like, what? And then they're like, what about my kidneys? I don't know what she said about that. Then she was like, your uric acid is 6.5. She said so my uric acid was 7. So my thing is, it only dropped 0.5 in 3 months. But the doctor said, okay, I'm gonna tell you a couple of things. He said my urine is normal. He said my vitamin D levels are good. He had told me that your vitamin D is good. You don't need to take prescription vitamin D. He said if you want to take some extra vitamin D, you can, but you don't need to take prescription vitamin D. Now I'm gonna tell you something. This is a Black doctor. My last doctor was from the Middle East, and the doctor, I had one session with a Black doctor who was rude. He wouldn't even listen to me. And then before that, I had a Black doctor before, but I wasn't this intense and understanding to get my blood work done and understand what it meant. I never before have I been this thorough with trying to get my records and understand. And I've had doctors from India, but you know, I'm just telling you, people don't care. They got 10, 15 minutes to be with you. They're going to go through their checklist. Now, he have his little clipboard. He going through his checklist. Plus, he's doing my weight loss stuff, paperwork too, the weight loss surgery paperwork too. So he got to do that in there. But he said my blood pressure, he said it's okay. He said it was 144, because she couldn't even take my blood pressure today. I said, look, I took my blood pressure 2 times today. I showed her the results. Like, you could use these. And he was like, you know, normally your blood pressure is under 130, so we're going to watch that. And I told him, you know, I've been stressed, maybe my friend dying. But it was 130 and 140. Normally it'll be 130, 140 2 times in a week. Then it'll be like 112, 120, like that right there all the time. My urine is normal. My vitamin D is normal. He said my kidney functions are normal. He says the creatine level is normal. And he said the creatine level want to be up, and then your EJFI want to be down. And my creatine level is whatever it is, and my something is 71. He says slightly lower. So I've been trying to drink more water, because for the last 6 months, every 3 months that I have tests, they tell me you need to drink more water. So even today, I'm like, Deborah, you got to remember your water. You need to drink, you know, you got to, because if I just, what I did this weekend is I'm like, look, I tried to drink a gallon of water Saturday. I tried to drink 2 gallons of water Sunday. I failed. I only got through like somewhat close to a gallon Sunday, but just trying gave me the result I needed. So I've got to be very mindful, very demure, and not have a green cut crease, and drink more water. And I kept saying to him, I have urinary incontinence, because that's probably working on my kidneys in a negative way. And that's why I got to keep my mind on my water intake and my water intake on my mind. Do you hear me? Okay, that's why that rapper who said you got to keep your money on your mind and your mind on your money. So before I continue, let me tell you this. When I got delivered by Eddie Fuse, and if you are looking for deliverance, and if you're looking for righteousness, and if you want to be delivered from whatever ails you, especially your sins, you can contact Eddie Fuse, and he will be glad to give you a deliverance prayer. And then I found this gluttony prayer. And I'm telling you, I listen to that prayer every day for at least 2 years. And I found it, and it's in my comments. So, because if you want to be different, you got to do something different. And that's just all it is to it. See, I let her cut my ends off. So I'm going to get my hair trimmed. She could have cut more, but I'm glad she didn't, because she know I really don't like getting my ends cut. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my hair colored, and then I'm going to oil my scalp when I get through telling y'all this with some coconut oil, because Blue Magic, because you know what? I'm about that old school, okay? Tell y'all something. It was good enough for us growing up. Our hair was way better than it is now. But I'm going to tell you what y'all finna see me do is grow my hair out. Guess what? Boom. Shakalaka boom. Because I got some hair growth oil. I got my blue. And I got my avocado oil over there. But I'm going to work on taking better care of my hair. Even if it's flat, straight, just like this, and I just wear a wrap over it, I am going to order some silk bonnets. Somebody could send me some. Y'all know I'm on the budget, but I got to get some. She told me to get a silk bonnet and put it on my wheelchair, put it in my car, like on my car, and put it on my head, and put one in the living room, so when I'm somewhere and I'm laying, I can put it on my hair. So I'm going to do that. But any case, because what I learned is self-care. When you take care of yourself, you're going to lose weight naturally. The more you take care of yourself, you're going to look up, you're going to be like, oh, I lost weight. I'm like, oh, okay. So, okay, let's see. Blood levels, anemia. He said, I don't have no anemia and no infections. And I told him, I said, my tooth hurt, or maybe my gums hurt. He said, even though they hurt, you don't have an infection in your body, because he was telling me about my blood work. If you did have an infection anywhere in your body, it would have shown up in your blood work. I'm so glad. I've been gargling with the stuff. There's 3 things I bought. Dr. Tishner's, because I'm old school. Some other oral mouth rinse that you buy, and it comes with all these gadgets. And some other oral rinse that they give you when you have dental surgery. But it's the Walmart kind, and it's really I mean, it was the chef's kiss, because it don't bother me so much. And then he told me to go ahead and get my pap smear. I told them when I went, they just think I can't get up, and they didn't ask me. So it's like, we're going to do this at the hospital. In other words, they don't want to be bothered with me. And that's fine with me too, because my cooter cat is perfect. And y'all don't need to be all up in there anyway. He was like, do you not believe in vaccinations? I said, no, I don't. He didn't pressure me. He didn't push me. He didn't even ask me why not. And he did ask me why not. I said, because during slavery, when black people couldn't work the farms, they sent them to Kentucky for experiments, and you should know the rest. Which he may not, because he's Yoruba, he's from Nigeria. But that was enough. I'm sure he's heard that before. And so he didn't pressure me. He's like, okay. And then he was like, you don't drink, do you? He said, I knew this, but I wanted to make sure. And then he told me to go ahead and go to a couple of places and get my pap smear done. And he asked me about my breast exam. I said, I'm cool off of that too. I said, I did sign up to get it done at the Ajax Center. I said, but I'm thinking about that too. Because my thing is, why all these black women getting breast cancer? And when when we were in school, and when Damon Wayans and Stokely Carmichael and Dr. King III and Mrs. Coretta Scott King and all the other people, the senators, came to our school and talked to us in college, and when we were in Black Studies class, and you would say, oh, well, they wouldn't do that to us. He said, they wouldn't do it. They did it. So, baby, let me tell you something. I'm just telling you. Trust your own instinct. That's what this channel is about. We have trusted the food industry our whole black life, buying the food. I tried to eat some cucumbers. I called Walmart. I need y'all to give my money back. Them cucumbers are so genetically modified, I couldn't eat them. it's not my fault that you're feeding me fake food. Why we can't have regular food? Why? So you can make $1. That's demonic. That's evil. And you know what? Do what y'all do, because I belong to the father of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And I say, no way, Jose. Now, he told me this too. I said, because I particularly wore skirts in case I wanted to show him my legs. I said, I have lipedema. Do I need to go to lipedema therapy again? He said, your blood work, you don't have. He said, you might have lipedema, but your blood work ain't got none of that. Whatever people have in their blood work that deals with lipedema, because one girl asked me, she said, your skin don't hurt to the touch. If my niece try to jump her 80-pound butt on my legs, it'll hurt. But they don't just hurt to the touch. And he said, you don't need to go. He said, you all right? So I think I'm kind of special, because my brother came one year with my cousin and with some other men. They put the roof on. My brother was doing yard work. He got sick and he was laying down and I was rubbing his bald head, and he had COVID, and he almost died. He was hospitalized after, like, they came like that Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. They left that Tuesday. Maybe they left that Wednesday. And then by Sunday, he was deathly sick and he was hospitalized. He almost died of COVID. He said, sister, I was worried thinking I gave you COVID. I said, brother, I'm fine. I called my coach. I said, coach, my brother got COVID. He said, you take your water tablets. Yes, sir. I think that God has blessed me in a certain way. I just think that, and because my aunt told me that my grandmother didn't have no problems with menopause, so I don't receive all of that. I mean, if people tell you long enough that you're something, you're going to believe that. And let me tell y'all something. I got enough hell going on in my life already. I don't need no new things that's going to be happening to me. I told him, I said, I learned about the experiment. If I do depression or if I do sunshine, I can get rid of my anxiety. I'm going to do sunshine. I'm going back to church. I'm getting out on Sundays, And this is going to be a thing. I'm going to have to make myself do it. Because when my wheelchair broke, I was easily back to not getting up on a Sunday. And I was deep down really, really sad, really, really depressed about it. But what happened is I called a friend and I said, I can't wash my clothes. I can't do anything. He came over here and started my wash clothes and organized my laundry room. Another friend came over and washed the rest of them. And the first friend helped me get my suitcase out. So I had a couple of clothes to go out of town. And then another friend came over and helped me, get the kitchen together. And now I can get back in there and cook. And now I'm washing dishes every day. I'm just going to be the kind of person who needs a little help. How about that one? Now, also, this was the annual health visit for Medicare and Medicaid, because I'm on disability. So he asked me about my colonoscopy. They could have told me to do the colonics or a colonoscopy. I'm going to write down colonics. And he was like, which one did they do? I said colonoscopy. And so if I would have known that I had a choice, I would have chose the colonics, because the colonics is just, they put a tube up your butt and it just releases your bowels and they look at them. But the colonics, I bet, is more money. And I told him, he said, did they find anything? I said, no, they didn't. He said, okay, they usually do a 10 years. He said, how long they tell you to come back? I said 7 years. He said, yeah, they usually do 7 to 10 years, and that's okay. So then, let's see. He told me that he actually went over, because he couldn't find my other records, so I had a copy of them. I'm like, here's a copy of them. And he looked through there and went over the things. And then he said, what we're going to do is we're going to monitor because I was like, can I stop taking this uric acid? And I told him, I said, I never took 2 pills. I only took 1 from the beginning. He was like, when it was up higher, when I stopped taking them and then my uric acid got higher, that's when they wanted me to do 2. But he said it may have been because your uric acid may be this low because you're taking 1. And so he said, we'll check it next month. And if it's the same, we'll look at getting you out. Because I was willing to give myself a year. But I appreciate that. But when I looked on Google, it said that uric acid medicine you have to take for a lifetime. And I'm like, you are a food industry, medical pill popping, pharmaceutical industry lie. I mean, if that's gonna work for you, good. Now, if I had a disease or something and I have to take it, that's different. But you're not finna give me willy nilly pills just because you got a prescription pad to write them. And I'm gonna tell you something else that happened. Poor people don't have nobody to talk to. People overlook people who ain't got no money, and especially in small towns. So the only person they get to talk to is the doctor. So when the doctor tell them this, and a lot of times they'll go to the doctor because they can. And I remember my grandmother had like a lot of pills, and my mama told my Uncle Joe. Uncle Joe took the bus to Mississippi, came to Mississippi, and threw all the pills in the garbage, and got back on the bus and went back to Texas, because ain't no in the world you need 15, 20 pills if ain't nothing wrong with you. I'm just saying. So when I tell y'all that, and I told my doctor this, I said, I'm representing. He asked me, they had him to write another prescription for my wheelchair. He asked me which company I was going with. He said, New Motion. I said, yes. He said, there are a couple of them that we use. I said, okay. And he said, so, okay, they'll take care of that for you. I said, okay. And I told him, I said, you know what? He said, you're doing very well. I said, thank you. I said, I'm representing the morbid obesity community, the obese and the disabled people, because if the food industry and the medical industry can give us the food that causes us to be obese, and he said, well, but then it can be said that it is because you have a choice. I said, but even the vegetables are genetically modified. So on the one hand, people look at fat people and say, oh, you have a choice. But on the other hand, none of us know, until I started taking this class with Michelle, I didn't know the damage that was being done to me because of the food I've been eating. Because of even the salt ain't even fake, ain't even pure. They have taken everything, including the history of this country, including the food pyramid, which ain't even true. Adults don't need no milk. Kids need milk, and they need breast milk. But I'm telling you, I saw every day I get on the Fat to Fit site on Facebook, somebody is saying, I need to lose weight. Where do I go? Where do I start? And people think, when people make comments, oh, they're feeding the McDonald's, American food, all this and all of that. And it is simply driving us crazy. So I want to tell you something. A doctor has never given me this right here. It has advanced directives, because we all need wills and all that stuff. And it has hearing loss. Now, a doctor in my annuals, a doctor ain't never gave me these things. Now it has healthy heart diet care instructions. It even has the DASH diet. And we're going to talk about some of these. We're going to make posts on this. It has preventing falls. Okay, alrighty then. What you said? Look at here. Practice fall safety. I told him, my coach had told me about, you saw the video when my coach had me on the wall, in case you fall, Deborah, this is how you're going to get up. And then how to make your home safer and be safe outside. It talks about putting grab bars everywhere. Okay. Learning about healthy weight. What is a healthy weight? And I asked him if he could give me like how they have me take my blood pressure every day, if he could give me taking my weight every day. He said they only give you that if you're diabetic or if you have heart conditions. He said, but what I'm going to do, I'll put in the order and let them deny you. See, I like that. So if we're going to say that you're responsible for feeding us fake food, and also I did tell him this, advertising to us to eat for any reason other than hunger, nutrition, and energy, then you need to take responsibility in helping us get through all of this marketing. And that's why I'm telling y'all, if you don't ask your doctor for something, they ain't gonna give you nothing. And I'm telling you right now, it is very important to ask. And it's very important to keep trying to find a doctor. Okay, it says when you're getting in the tub or shower, put in your weaker leg first. Get out with your strong leg first. That's good advice. Okay. Watch what you eat. Do some physical activity. Don't diet. Diets don't work. They're temporary. Okay. Body mass index. Oh, okay. Okay. Tomorrow, I got to remember when I go to the gym, to the Y tomorrow, because I didn't go Monday because I had things to do. I'm going to do the body composition, which is good because I'm going to see Coach Thursday. Then I can do that. So, and that's all about, it's available to fat people too. When I had lost over 100 pounds, when I realized, I had an epiphany that weight loss is for me too. Weight loss is for me too. Calming down is for me too. My sister was saying today, you wore yourself out when you were in Memphis, and then on top of that, you was doing all that crying. She was like, it was too much. Because I was like, sis, I gotta learn to calm down. I gotta relax. She's like, yeah, you do too much. You run yourself out. Now, let me tell y'all something. I'm gonna get it, baby. I'm gonna get it because she don't do that. She take care of herself. Eating healthy foods, care instructions. Okay. Oh. I got my boots on the ground. Boots on the ground. I kind of wanted to go to the mall tomorrow, but I'm glad I didn't because you know what I'm doing is saving money. When you work on your weight, every other area in your life improves. I'm kind of sad because the lady, she thinks that my business plan is too much. So she was like, it takes 6 to 12 months to get this approved. So, but she says you can be a vendor, but I'm not really ready to go back into the world of work all full time like that. I just, I guess I can just take, if I do become a vendor, I could just take 1 or 2 clients a month. That's what I just need, like 2 to 4 clients. But guess what? I'm gonna do whatever. I'm gonna work with a disability group. They're gonna help me figure this thing out. Cause I'm still working on anxiety. I'm still working on stress. I've got to get rid of this urinary incontinence. And I know that as I lose weight, because when Michelle lost weight in her 40s, when she lost all her weight, she didn't have urinary incontinence, and now she doesn't even wear a urinary incontinence pad, and she's in her 60s. So I'm happy. I guess I'm kind of used to it, and I've kind of learned who to celebrate with, who to share with. Come on in and hit the super chat. It's 34 people in here. Hit the like button, y'all. Get the likes up. Hit the likey like. And somebody send me a super chat or a cash app or something. Y'all be getting on my nerves. Ain't trying to send me nothing. Ain't trying to support me. So what I've learned thus far is this my journey, honey. Do it. Do whatever it takes to do it. I told him that my insurance stopped paying for my YMCA membership, but I'm gonna pay for it. But I'm sure gonna ask. I'm gonna show ask my voc rehab counselor. I put it on the paper. They can pay for it. Pay for do. Ain't nobody gonna walk up to you and help you if you don't ask. And so, and I'm gonna ask for another golf thing because when I go to the golf course, I'm really just gonna be looking for some men. So I gotta get my golf outfit up. But I gotta watch. I'm gonna call. I'm gonna put a marker on my computer. Call Burkott Community Center and make sure I don't miss the archery class because I'm about that archery class. Bow! I'm telling y'all. And then I'm gonna do the track and field next May. So I gotta get it together, baby. I gotta get it together, okay? I got to get it together. I got to give it up. And that's gonna be my thing. My thing is going to be when I do my activities and when it becomes natural, then I'll do it at home. That's all I got for you right now. I ain't got nothing else for you. I got Juneteenth coming up. My sister coming up. We might. I asked her if she want to go horseback riding, but I remember when I went horseback riding, I rode a mule, which I loved it because a mule is smarter than a horse. So baby, we gotta get that horseback riding together. And I just I just I just want to do that. I just want to be free. And I started working on my book some more. So, I just want to meet my goals. I just want to, thank you, Sylvia. I just want to do my thing. Ow, 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 ow. I want to oil my scalp or put the oil in it. I think I'm going to put the coconut oil in it because it's puffy because it's raining, but I'm just going to put a headscarf over it and call it a day because tomorrow I'm going swimming because I didn't go Monday. And you know what else? When I put on my bathing suit, I could put it on with ease. It was so terrible trying to get, because my thighs are so fat and there's a fatty, I didn't see until I was on the floor with Coach, that little fat piece that makes it hard for me to pull stuff up. And thank you, Sylvia. And so, but I can put my bathing suit on with ease. And if Barbara hadn't bought me that bathing suit, I wouldn't wear it. I wouldn't have worn it. And then somebody else brought me 3 dresses over this weekend. So I appreciate that because y'all know Miss Deborah ain't got no money for all that shopping. But so I am going to keep going. And like I said, I know who to share my weight loss success with and who not to share it with. And I just call it a day. And I know not to say something. If somebody else is being negative about their weight loss journey, when you have to bite this elephant one bite at a time. And if you don't know how to do that, then I don't know what to say to you. But I know when I went to church, I went to a sing out. Almost everybody who came past me had a weight problem. And one thing a minister told me years ago is you can go to heaven being obese. So that's a good, thank God for that. But if we really did what the Old Testament is for our learning. And I heard God I didn't hear God, I heard it when it was being read on my YouTube channel. When he told the Israelites, plant some food, don't harvest all of it. Leave some for the Jews and some for the people who were homeless. And so why don't we duplicate that? Why do we only imitate what the Europeans told us to when God gave us the message first? But what they did, they turned it around. They changed some of the words of God and all of the other stuff, and they changed the focus. They took their focus to make it what they wanted to be. And that really is demonic endevilment. And I pray that God don't hold us accountable, because the real way to say Jesus is Yahweh, and other words that's in the Bible, in the Old Testament. But they changed it to the word Jesus. And then Jesus means something else, and Christ is that. But the Bible said that they were first called Christians in Antioch. That doesn't mean that's what we were supposed to be called, because they were also called the way. And they were also called disciples. Jesus said, teach them what I taught you. And then he that believed and is baptized shall be saved. That's in Matthew 28. You read, it's like the last 5 books of chapter 28. Then in Mark 13, it says, these signs shall follow those who believe. That's what Jesus said. But nowhere in the Church of Christ, we leave that whole thing out. And that's okay, though, because once we get an understanding, all of these preachers that want you to give some money, the Bible say that he wants you to give not out of necessity but from a good heart. Then in Acts, if you are in a fellowship of believers, then you appoint elders and deacons, and then all the members brought what they had extra and put it at the feet of the deacons, so that nobody had a need. So why aren't we imitating those things in the word? And the reason we're not is because white men, and this comes from the King of England, whenever they got ready to come over here and explore they were looking for a route to India and explore the New World, they had to agree to the 100-year plan. In the year 1111, they were looking for people to enslave. They couldn't enslave the Indians because they couldn't handle the weather. They took the white people down to Australia when the criminals, and then they noticed and they had gotten us in like the year 1300, but then they brought some over here, and those people, I just learned it the other day, those people killed them and revolted and ran into the woods and connected with the Native Americans. But there were some black people already here, because one thing about black people, we're going to go somewhere. They're going to travel down to South America and back, and they brought the South Americans their artifacts. And then in the year 1100, the Italian people took some of the black Jews and took them to San Tome, which is off of the coast of Nigeria. It's a Nigerian country off of the coast of San Tome. And then those people were sent like in Virginia area. So when they came over and you read their books, they'll tell you these people were dark, but they put the people in the categories of black and white because that's what they wanted to do for their purposes. Sure evil. So if they'll do that, they'll give us food that's poison to get us sick. So we'll always have a reason to go to the doctor so they can always make the money. But I believe God is more powerful than even that. So I'm cool off of that. As in, let me tell you something. What's my boyfriend, my little jailhouse boyfriend's name? What was a cute name too? I can't remember his name. See what I'm talking about? I can't remember his name. But he used to always be like, he was in California, he'd be like, I'm cool off of that. So I am so grateful, number one, to Jesus Christ, who has given me the strength and the motivation and the encouragement to hang on. And then now all I got to do is walk in what I know. Just walk in what I know. And the way I am, like I told Coach Thursday, we squatting. Because I told him last week I want to learn how to squat. I did it in the pool. When I go in the swimming pool tomorrow, I'm going to squat. And when I get there Thursday, I'm like, Coach, let's squat. Let's squat. And so I know, and it's really building this, your thigh muscle. So I could probably squat on the ball, but I could bend down and squat and hold on to the rails. And then I can get up. I mean, he'll coach me through it. He's really good at that. So, we're going to do that thing. And the more I build my confidence up, the more I trust and obey and drink some water, the better I'm going to be. And let's see. Okay. If I lose, 80 more pounds, that's 80 plus 160 more pounds. That'll be 212. That'd be 320 pounds. So that'd be cool. Okay, that'd be cool. I'm gonna be cool off of that. And then, so let's see. Let's take this year, like this is May. Then by next year, I am 360 pounds lighter. Oh my goodness. That's 100. Let's see, 4, 3. I'll be close to 280. I'll be. If I get to 280, I'll be close to. I think I'll be close to 280. My math be math in whatever way I'm talking about it. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Y'all ain't gonna be able to get on my channel. I'm 280. What? Girl, y'all ain't gonna be able to tell me no and think. What? You ain't gonna be able to tell me no and think when I get out of these 400s. What? When I'm $3.99, I'm gonna be like, excuse you, who y'all talking to? Excuse y'all. I weigh $3.99. And that's when I was 360 to 399, like in 2012, I used to exercise. And if I was always like 360. And then if I got to 399, I'm like, oh, I'm 399, I gotta get back down to 360. So when I get back to where where I'm familiar with, then I'm gonna still have my awareness and I'm gonna keep going forward. And now I will know how to deal with my anxiety and my problem solving and everything else. And I will be a better version of myself. And so, and when I sat on the van and I didn't need a seatbelt extender, I think sometimes we think we need other things. I mean, sometimes I really do need a seatbelt extender. Maybe it was the old bus, because some of those old buses are better than the newer buses. But as a person who's dealing with morbid obesity, a lot of fear, a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety, a lot of depression, a lot of PTSD, a lot of hurt, then as I claim back the victory, as I accept things that once hurt me, as I accept that I really can endure and that I really am strong and that I'm not going to melt and I don't have to cry about it and I don't have to eat about it. I'm probably going to cry because I'm a crier. As I accept that, it's thumbs up, baby. It's thumbs up. Okay? So, thank you, Miss Kathy. Miss Kathy, somebody needs to send me a super chat or a cash app. Y'all be mistreating me though. But I can't say that because somebody gave me a present and it's on my front porch. Somebody else bought all my stuff, all my things on my checklist Saturday, wouldn't let me pay for it. So I appreciate that. That's what we're here. We're here to help one another. We're here to help one another. What do you mean sugar melts, Gerald? Mr. Gerald. But it's good. It's good. Hey, ah, that's a song we used to sing. It was I like your name. God has anybody who believes that He is who He says He is. He is the Son of God, and there is nothing. We're not going to get away from that because the Bible says every knee shall bow and every tongue shall confess. So, not believe me if you want to. All I know is every one of our knees going down. So it's okay. Well, y'all tell me how y'all doing. Okay, tell me some good news y'all are doing. I'm learning to be. I'm like Tony on Girlfriends. I'm learning to be concerned about other people as well. Okay, I'm waiting. Y'all ain't got but 3 seconds. I'm gonna start talking about something else now. Tell me how y'all are doing. Tell me what state you're calling me from. Tell me, something positive going on with you. And well, I'm doing it, honey, and that's exactly I'm doing that. But I got tickled whenever somebody says something crazy on my channel. I go, "Your mama." I think I'm gonna say your mama, your daddy, your grease grandmammy. Don't be saying nothing crazy to me. But I just wanted to come on and tell y'all that I'm going swimming tomorrow. I so don't feel like doing my hair. And so after I said I was gonna do it, I could take my blood pressure, but if it's in the 140s, I'm gonna be kind of stressed. So I'll just wait, take tomorrow. Alexa, give me a 6 a.m. wake up call.
Second alarm set for 6 a.m. tomorrow.
Oh, that's awesome. Hey, that's beautiful. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Congratulations, little brother. Congratulations. Palmetto, Florida. Oh, my goodness, Sylvie. Now, is Palmetto near Jacksonville? Is it near Pensacola? Is it near Orlando? Where is Palmetto, Florida at? I love Florida. I love the good weather. I don't like them alligators, though. But I love Florida. Yeah. We love it when our people succeed and do something wonderful. We love it. Oh, near Tampa. Okay, I've been to Tampa. Tampa is gorgeous. Oh, my goodness. Tampa is beautiful. I drove to Tampa. Ow, 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 ow. I met a guy at the rest stop in Tampa. And we talked for a while. And because when I got tired, I was so tired, I needed to stop. And he just talked to me. He was Hispanic, but he was a no good Hispanic person. He asked me if he could come live up here with me. I'm like, you come to Tennessee, you can't come live with me, dude. But that's all right. But I appreciate that when you do stop at the rest stops, they have staff there who is there to watch, make sure you're safe. I like that. And it's a beautiful area, too. I was just exhausted. It's a long drive, child. Down all the way down there. So, Your Louisiana friend. Oh yes, I know you're in Louisiana. You're in Baton Rouge, Gerald. Yes, I want to do the plantation tours of Louisiana and Mississippi one of these days. But I got my boots on the ground. So those of you who are watching me who are not saying anything, but you're watching, I always feel like somebody's watching me. Another thing I want to do is I've been seeing the girlies on YouTube. Their hair is so shiny. I know there must be a beautician who's watching me. How can I get my hair to be shiny? I'm not really for too much not really for too much flat iron in my hair unless you tell me what kind of flat iron I should go get. I got some somewhere over there, but you know, I ain't about to go get those either. But I want my hair to be shiny like the girl. First I'm gonna color it and then we're gonna worry about the shiny. But I want y'all to tell me, but I know I'm not gonna put too much gel on it because I don't want it to make my ends go out. But really, as long as my hair feels so good, it feels soft and it feels good. I love to feel my scalp. But the main reason I don't want to do too much weave is because when the sun comes through your hair and gets in your scalp, that sun energy, it goes to your nervous system and it calms you down. And then God makes so much sense the way he prepares us and the way he takes care of us with every single vitamin with that's in food, with every single meat. I was listening to the Old Testament. It said don't eat rabbits. I'm like, oh, people eat meat. Of course, the New Testament says God told Peter, don't call what I'm eating, what I have sanctified, as unclean, because so you can't eat rabbit. But in the Old Testament, they wanted to eat rabbit. But he's like, you can eat any kind of fish that has a scale. So that's what people get. Don't eat shrimp from, and don't, unless we go back to the New Testament, where God sanctified all foods. So, but, and one of the things you have to realize is there is so much food in the world that we don't even know about. There's so many other fruits that we don't know about. There's so much other fish that we don't know about. And so I just listen to what God is doing and his provisions for his people. And once again, the Bible tells you the Old Testament was for our learning. So I'm just looking at what we can learn from the Old Testament. I'm talking about not in a selfish way, not give me your money like they did, but cattle. When I look at the Amish, I see cattle, I see sheep, I see goats, I see chickens, I see horses, I see houses with no dryer. But I'm like, look here, I can hang my clothes up on the line. If I ain't got nothing else to do but make you some clothes, cook, and hang my clothes up on the line, no stress. You know? Oh, yeah. But the food that they could eat was aplenty. And then, you know, when they got sick of manna, we sick of this manna. They tell you them hard-head jokers. So, in either case, it's just a blessing to be able to listen to the word and learn from the word and let the word dwell in me richly. And the one thing that we could take from the Old Testament is that the word of God says to keep these things on your mind day and night. Keep these stories on your mind. Tell your children why we do what we do. And that is such an important lesson to remember. Despite what we're going through in this country, what we're going through around the world, God told the children of Israel, who is Jacob's 12 children, those 12 groups, that although y'all gonna suffer because you're hard-headed, I am not gonna leave you because you are mine. After you are mine. So remember, and then when you get baptized and you believe that Jesus is the Son of God, Jesus died on the cross, washed all the sins all the way back to the Garden of Eden. So everybody's all right through Jesus. The Old Testament, New Testament, the Jews. The gospel is first for the Jews, then it's for the Gentiles, to bring those two groups together. That's what this thing is all about. You know, and blessed is the Jews who believe. Blessed, because they're supposed to believe. They knew that there was a Messiah coming. They knew that the person coming was the Messiah. So blessed is him that believeth. I met some Jews who the mother was like, they moved to Utah. She was like, my husband, like, get them kids some milk for breakfast. They need some milk because you're not supposed to eat milk and meat in the Jewish law, that law was kind of hard to keep. So hey, I met a Jewish girl she said my mama eat bacon. I said she do. Yeah. So I mean, that's a lot going on. But the man takes it too far. And most of these white Jewish people that we see, they're not real Jews. They're fake Jews. And so, and the ways they're fake is because what man loves to do, man loves to take over. They mistreating women, have some old crazy laws going on. That ain't a God. God's laws made sense. But hey, I ain't gotta follow him. I'm good. Peace. But in any case, I'm thankful. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Bye, PG. I just want to thank you, Lord. Thank you, everybody. I noticed and I'm trying to pay attention. If you join my membership group, I have all the videos from today are members only. So you'll get to see me weigh in, do boots on the ground, talk about everything. And then if you have not become a member, please consider being a member. If you want to support our channel, you can send me a Superchat. You can send me a Cash App. You can look in the group, in the discussion, and you can see my information. You can see weight loss support group, Michelle Pettis speaks. You can see the gluttony prayer. You can see the list of foods that I bought for this month. This month coming forward, I'm working on vegetables. I'm going to get a lot of canned vegetables and some staples, some more staples so that I can have things to eat. Because I bought about 6 different things of meat. And believe it or not, I probably won't even get to eat all of them in a month. Even though that seems funny, but it's true. Because when you're eating clean, you don't eat that much. Sometimes I just eat 2 meals a day. Sometimes I eat 3 meals a day. It just depends. But sometimes I eat half of my lunch and the rest of my with dinner. I eat half at lunch and half at dinner. Like and I put this on a video, and I took a video of what I'm eating today. I made a whole chicken and cut it in 4 pieces. So I just ate one tonight. I'll eat one for lunch tomorrow and maybe one for dinner. But if not, I'll just eat it on Thursday. So we'll see. So peace and hair grease, y'all. If you are morbidly obese, if you have pain in your body, if you have anything wrong with your body, keep in mind, this might not sound like something even your doctor would tell you. The answer to pain is movement. The answer to feeling better is movement. The answer to anxiety and depression is movement. The answer to movement and meditation and affirmations. The answer to getting out of the situation that you're in is mind transformation. It's no shortcut to any of that. I have a cousin. He's a young cousin. I promise you, every 2 or 3 weeks he put on Facebook he want to kill himself. Oh, have mercy. Every 2 or 3 weeks he want. He put my policy is with. I mean, he just. Oh my goodness. But the Bible says, if you do right, will you not be accepted? And I'm telling you, y'all, when you're in sin. There was a girl talking about she sell tarot cards and God speaking to her. And I'm like, girl, that ain't got nothing to do with Jesus. But I was like, okay. I'm like, okay, girl. Okay. Okay, girl. God bless you. God bless you. You know what? If you're a man, you got to get with the program. Go to the barbershop and let those other men from the barbershop. When you really want to be healed as a man, you're going to go to another man with some sense. And you're going to let him school you on what to do. But he's crying for help. But when you're in sin, God ain't blessing that foolishness. Now, of course, Jesus going to deal with him. I'm like, boy, I sent him the 911 number. I'm like, look, get some help. I'm like, goodness gracious. I guess I'm going to get on Facebook. I need to lose some weight. Come on now. Come on now. The energy you spend doing that, you could be. And following your dreams, that's another thing. He wants to be a mortician. Follow your dreams while you working over at Walmart. And ain't nothing wrong with Walmart at all. But baby, follow your dreams. You young, no children. Follow your dreams. But you can't follow your dreams. You got to get out of that sin. God ain't blessing no sin. That's all it is to it. That spirit, that bad spirit, that demonic spirit come over you, and you can't even think straight. You be feeling all sad for yourself, but that spirit is over you. You got to get that spirit off of you, because he who has been made free, when Jesus makes you free, you're free indeed. And once you get free, then you can walk in your deliverance. But you can't walk in sin. I'm sorry to tell you. I can't walk in sin either. Sorry to tell you. But let me get off of here. We've been almost an hour. God bless y'all. Peace and hair grease. Oh. I got my boots on the ground. Finally. Okay. But sorry, Jesus, for saying that. I appreciate my gift. Thank you, Lord. And y'all, peace and hair grease. Peace, hair grease. Stay 5 on the black hand side.